Do you like getting paid off of your music? I know I like getting paid off my music. Let's talk about royalties, getting paid off your music, and what they really even are.
You know that we coming liars. I'ma keep praying to God. Tell those little niggas stop it. Tell my mama that I got this. You know that we coming liars.
What's going on, guys? It's Pimp Fried Rice. Welcome to the Music in a Millions podcast, the show where we give independent rappers the tools and resources needed to be successful without waiting on a record label. Before we get into today's episode, I want to give recognition to the shout out of the week. So shout out to you. If you guys want a chance to be shouted out on Friday's video, all you got to do is take a screenshot of this episode and share it to your Facebook or Instagram and tag me in it, or comment down below for a chance to be shouted out on the channel. Let's get right back into the video. Royalties is a word we hear all the time when it comes to the music industry, and for a lot of new rappers it can be a very confusing one, and it can be kind of scary if you don't know where to start or even really what they are or how to go about collecting them. So in this video I just want to break down what they are for you real quick and give you a little bit of a 10,000 foot view from in the sky of what royalties are in music. So first off, royalties is literally just money paid out to you for people listening to your music, for streaming it, for performing it, for anything that's related to people consuming your music. That's what a royalty is the money paid back to you as the artist. And now there's two different types of royalties that you need to keep in mind. There's a publishing royalty and there is a recording royalty. The publishing royalty is the royalty received for the idea of the song. Basically the song that you've written. That would be the lyrics, the composition if you're the producer, like the beat, the instrumental. That would be the publishing end of it because it's the literal published work. It's your composition, it's your idea, it's the thought. That is one royalty right there. And the other royalty is the recording royalty, which is the literal recording of that song. So when people listen to that song on the radio, on streaming platforms, that would be generating a recording royalty. And the recording royalties, like I said, is pretty much just paid out to you whenever anybody listens to your music or consumes your music. That's how you get paid those. Publishing royalties are actually for performances of your music, and that could be from you performing your music or from other people perform your music, because if you have the song copyrighted for the publishing end of it, which is, like I said, the lyrics or the instrumental or just like the composition itself, if someone does a cover of your song, you actually are able to generate royalties off of that song being performed or listened to, or whatever. So that's something really cool to keep in mind. A lot of artists only really think about the one royalty, which is that recording royalty, which your recording royalty is collected by your distribution company. So if you use DistroKid, CD Baby, Ditto, TuneCore, any of these companies to upload your music to streaming platforms, these apps or websites also have an online bank that basically collect all of your recording royalties when people listen to your music. But these companies do not collect your publishing royalty. That is something to keep in mind. Your publishing royalty is collected by a company called Song Trust, which I've covered in a previous episode, but I'm actually going to do another episode on, just because I was not very informed when I made that episode, so there's a lot of information missing. I can do a lot better, so I feel like I really need to retouch on the subject, and I'll give you guys a future video on that. That basically just explains what Song Trust is, what they can do to help you collect those publishing royalties. Because, believe it or not, you are only collecting the royalties in America if you're only collecting royalties from your distribution company. You want to collect royalties from all over the world. You don't want to miss these royalties that are being owed to you. Like if someone's listening to your music in Germany, you don't want to miss out on that royalty because you're not set up with the proper company. That's what Song Trust is, and like I said, we'll get into that in a later video because that's its whole own topic in its own, but I just wanted to bring that up because it is an important information to know about. So check out Song Trust if you want to. Now, when it comes to royalty agreements, which basically is just the term set by the groups of people involved for collecting the royalties, there's a couple different ways that you can have an agreement set up. The first way is if you go the record label route, which you guys already know I don't preach going the record label route on this channel. This channel is for independent rappers, but for those of you guys that do take the route of going a record label, you're basically going to give up a percentage of ownership of that master recording in exchange for them helping you out on the record label end of things, like marketing yourself, publishing your stuff for you, distributing it, getting you out there, all of these different things. They're going to take a cut out of your royalties and they're going to take a cut out of your master ownership in exchange for all the services that you're going to provide. So just keep in mind, if you go the record label route, your royalty percentage is going to be pretty small compared to what you can get if you're independent. Which basically the other point of that is, if you stay independent and you collect all of your own royalties through your distribution company, Song Trust, Sound Exchange, and all these other companies involved, you are going to collect the most amount of royalties for yourself, which is always what I recommend when it comes to, making money, making music, or doing anything with your music career, is stay independent. Don't rely on anybody else. Don't wait on anybody to try and help you or give you a handout. Because in all honesty, they're just going to take away control, money, time, or some resource that you have in exchange for helping you out. So just keep that in mind. Another thing to keep in mind is that each company, each streaming platform has their own royalty payout system, which means that not all of them are giving you the same amount of money for when somebody listens to your song. Spotify pays out differently than Apple Music. Apple Music pays out differently than Deezer than Tidal. All of these places are all across the board. And on top of that, all of these companies are less than 1 cent. You're getting a percentage of a penny every time someone listens to your song, which sounds very minuscule, because in all honesty it is very minuscule, but once you start to really get those stream numbers up and you start to really get millions of plays and stuff like that, you can start to accrue a decent bit of money. You can start to stack that money up pretty decently. But if you're only getting a couple hundred plays on your songs, a couple thousand plays on your songs, you're not going to make a substantial amount of income just off of royalties. But all these companies break it down differently, like Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, Google. These guys are all actually on the low end of the payout. These guys pay, I know Spotify is like 0.0003 cents per stream. So that's, I don't even know the micro breakdown of that. That's a very small percentage of a penny that you're getting for when people listen to your music. And then on the high end of the payout scale are companies like Tidal and Amazon. These guys, still less than 1 penny, but they're giving you a little bit more. I think theirs is like 0.006 or something like that. Like they shave off a zero, which still is a very minuscule amount of money, but it's a much higher percentage than what you're getting from the other companies like Spotify. When it comes to your royalties, guys, you just always need to keep track of where they're coming from. Don't just assume, oh, okay, if I got some money coming, that you're collecting all of your royalties, because you very well may be missing out on a lot of the royalties that you're owed. And what's crazy is, if you don't collect your royalties after 2 years, I believe the cutoff is, they actually distribute your royalties to the top paying artists. So what that means is, if you fail to collect your royalties after 2 years, that's going to go to artists like Drake. That's going to go to artists like Young Thug, the artists like Kanye West that already have millions of dollars coming in from their streams. They're going to get more money from your music if you fail to collect. Don't fail to collect your royalties, guys. Sign up for these companies. Sign up for your distribution company. Sign up for a PRO, which is a performance rights organization, which I'll cover in another video as well, because this is all information that you guys need to know as you're an independent rapper. Like I said, I'm going to be talking a lot more about the business end of stuff, the distribution, the publishing, the marketing, because this is all really important, and it doesn't matter if you make great music if you don't know how to navigate the music business. Drop a comment down below if you guys are excited to collect your royalties if you haven't already, or if you already started collecting your royalties, let me know down below, because I would love to hear from you guys. I love when you guys comment on the video, and it also gives us a boost in the YouTube algorithm, helps us be seen by more people so we can help more independent artists like yourself. That is the goal. Guys, have a great rest of your day, a great weekend. I'll catch you guys on Monday. Peace.